Yeah, what's going on, guys? Seth Spartan here, nutrition, training, and hormone expert. Boom! For Prometheus HRT, testosterone, and HGH replacement clinic. For the best testosterone HGH replacement clinic in the nation, arguably, go ahead to Prometheus HRT, sign up, use my code. Having said that, that's not why we're here today. Today we're here to talk about Metformin Unleashed, everything you need to know on Metformin. And before you guys go ahead and comment and ridicule me on my hair, as been the case in the comments, I've been working crazy nonstop, doing so many different things. Yes, I know I need to get a haircut. All right, but having said that, one of you guys requested I do a video on Metformin Unleashed. So guys, we're back today with Metformin Unleashed. Boom. So listen up, guys. Some of you guys are going to be mad at me and upset at what I'm about to say. Some of you guys are going to like what I'm about to say, but the bottom line is, guess what? I don't care. I'm going to give this to you straight, sweet, to the point. And if you hate what I'm saying or you like what I'm saying, that's great. I'm doing this video as a service to all of you guys, and I'm going to give you my opinion. And if you don't like it, then that's it. But I'm sorry if I offend you, but I'm going to give you the straight facts here. Here we go. All right, Metformin Unleashed. Let's start off with the pros, as we normally do with Unleashed videos. What's the pros of Metformin? The biggest one, and this is why people take it, lower blood sugar. You're going to have lower blood sugar, lower blood glucose levels when using Metformin. This is originally why Metformin has been used historically, right? To lower blood sugar, aka blood glucose levels. Why? For diabetics, specifically type 2 diabetics and people that are pre-diabetic. Let's move on to, but you guys already knew that, so let's move on to pro number 2. Higher insulin sensitivity. Now, these two things are obviously not the same. If you know anything about metformin or about the hormone system in the human body. So higher insulin sensitivity refers to what? Your cells in your body. Every cell in the human body can use glucose as a fuel source, okay? In case you didn't know that. Almost every cell can use ketones, but not every cell, okay? Like red blood cells and certain small parts of your brain and also the kidneys. Almost every place can use ketones, but not quite the whole body, okay? So every cell can use glucose. Almost every cell can use ketones, but not all of them. And a little bit less than that, most cells can use fat for fuel, in case you didn't know that. So when we're referring to higher insulin sensitivity, and that's also why, guys, if you do the keto diet or carnivore diet and your body's cranking out high amounts of ketones and you're burning a lot more fat, guess what? Your body still is going to create some glucose. Why? To fuel those parts of the body that, like, red blood cells, your kidneys, and other things that need glucose. So anyways, let's move on from there. So higher insulin sensitivity. What does higher insulin sensitivity refer to? You guys probably already know this. Your cells, every cell, okay, some different tissues more than others, I'm sure, but in general, higher insulin sensitivity means every cell in your body, the human body, is going to be more sensitive to the effects of the hormone insulin, which is secreted by the pancreas, okay? So in terms of, I'm talking fast, boom. All right, so in terms of the human body, what are the 3 big drivers in terms of, I call them the big 3, okay? The big 3 hormones for bodybuilding, fitness, athletics, and also health in general. Testosterone, HGH, also known as human growth hormone, and insulin. Okay, well, we can control insulin through diet and lifestyle, so that leaves 2, testosterone, HGH, and that's why, we supplement them or we do hormone replacement for them or stimulate your natural hormone levels. Having said that, let's get back to metformin. So higher insulin sensitivity means your cells are more sensitive to the effects of insulin, whether you produce it yourself or whether you're taking insulin exogenously, which I don't recommend, and I talk about that in Insulin Unleashed. Okay, so moving on with that. And guys, in the same way that we talk about androgen receptor sensitivity, which testosterone binds to, it's the same sort of concept. The receptors are actually more sensitive. Moving on. Last pro that is worth naming. Reduced cancer risk. Now, the data that they have on metformin strongly suggests that metformin has an anti-cancer effect, especially on what? pancreatic cancer, okay? Cancer of the pancreas. Now, why? Because the pancreas is not getting pushed the same way, okay? Why? Because less insulin needed, less insulin having to be produced, and because of the pros, also impacts, gives you less chance of pancreatic cancer. Now, how perfectly fair are these studies and data we have? Take them with a grain of salt. Why? Because a lot of the times, guess what? If you track the money back from the studies, probably has to do something with metformin, promoting metformin usage. But I'm not going to say that because I don't know for certain, but that's something to always consider when looking at studies. So let's keep going. All right, let's go through the cons. Biggest cons with metformin are what? Listen, please listen to what I'm about to say. If you get mad at me, I don't care. I'm gonna shoot this straight. Here we go. Con number one is kidneys. Metformin is hard on the kidneys. Now, this obviously depends on perspective, right? But the thing is, if your kidneys are already moderate stage, measuring this by glomerular filtration rate, EGFR, okay? EGRF, glomerular filtration, oh no, I was right, GFR, okay? So if your kidney levels come back, and they're moderate, I would just completely write off using metformin. Talk to your doctor, but I don't think it's worth it. Now the data we have, is somewhat, I don't want to say contradictory, but from what I can see, metformin, regardless, is kind of hard on the kidneys. Okay, now this depends on dose taken, your genetics, and where you're starting at, and this might also be complicated because the people taking metformin, guess what? The kidneys are already being hard pressed because they have diabetes. So if you're a healthy individual taking metformin, is it a big deal? Probably not so much, but guess what? If you already have diabetes, guess what's happening? Your kidneys are already hard pressed because of your diabetic condition. So we'll leave it at that. Let's move on. Second con, digestive tract. Regardless if you're healthy or not, metformin is hard on the digestive tract. We are talking diarrhea, farting, just general indigestion. It's not good on the digestive tract just because that's just how this drug is, okay? It's not taken too well, okay? Now, some people it's going to vary because of genetic differences, but for most people, this is going to be hard on your digestive tract. It can screw up your digestion and also processing of nutrients such as protein, carbs, and vitamins and minerals. Moving on. And this is pay attention to this con, this is stated quite often. Keto/lactic acidosis, or acidosis in general. Now, this is what I want you guys to grasp. Metformin is not going to, I want to say it's not going to directly cause keto or lactic acidosis. This is caused because what? Glucose levels from taking metformin, just how metformin works, it does two big things. What's the first thing? It basically stops your liver from producing glucose, blood sugar. And this is obviously dependent on dose taken, but metformin enters the bloodstream, it will stop. It's going to tell the liver. The liver does what? Well, it does a ton of things. But one of the functions of the liver is produce not only cholesterol, you need cholesterol, okay? Cholesterol is not bad, cholesterol is good. You need cholesterol because that is the raw component for every cell in your body. Your brain is 70% cholesterol, your muscles are made of cholesterol, and that's why in studies, and also even without the studies, the more cholesterol, the faster your muscle building and recovery and everything else, all right? So your muscles are made of protein and what? Cholesterol. You increase protein and cholesterol, you increase muscle building. Am I telling you to let your cholesterol go to the moon? No, I'm not. But that's a different story. So the liver is going to do what? The liver does that almost everything. But what we're going to focus in on is the liver produces what? Cholesterol and also what? Blood glucose. It can also pump out. Excuse me. I've been working a lot. I think I'm getting a little bit sick. Having said that, let's keep moving on. So the liver can pump out what? Cholesterol, ketones if blood glucose is low, and also what? Glucose, all right? The liver can create glucose, all right, for the body, from fat, from protein, whatever it has. So this is super interesting here. Now, pay attention. So what happens is, by how metformin works, it's going to stop the liver from producing glucose. So now what happens? What happens when the liver gets stopped producing glucose? Well, it's going to increase ketones. It can increase ketone production. And this is what they found. It was detrimental to diabetics taking this, because what happens if you stop the production of glucose? It's going to ramp up ketone production, which can do what? Too many ketones in the blood can do what? Create this condition called ketoacidosis, which means what? Tons and tons of ketones are created. And what happens as a result? The ketones make the blood acidic. If you got tons of ketones, the blood gets acidic, and this is the problem they ran into. Now, this is dose dependent and dependent on the person, but it's still a big factor nonetheless. Ketoacidosis, lactate acidosis. I'm going to be honest, I don't fully understand why lactate gets built up, but I assume that it follows somewhat of a similar mechanism, because you're reducing the liver's ability to produce glucose, and it might interfere with different aspects of the metabolism in the body. Is this a huge deal? With most people, no. Or at low dosages, no. And if you're healthy, you'll probably never have that, but needed to talk about it. Move on. Last big point with metformin. Big con, hypoglycemia. And this is the biggest reason why you shouldn't use, and this is my drive home point to you guys. Of all the reasons not to use metformin, hypoglycemia. If you take this drug and you stop your liver from producing glucose, yeah, it'll crank out more ketones. But the issue is that too often, in combination, let's say you fix everything. Let's say you fix your nutrition. Better yet, let's just take me. Let's say I fix your nutrition, put you keto or carnivore. Let's say, we change your exercise, we change your lifestyle, we use the hot tub or sauna, which is amazing for resensitizing insulin. And guess what? At the same time you're taking metformin, you're going to have hypoglycemia. And depending on exercise, depending on what you're changing, your lifestyle, diet, guess what? You're driving yourself hypoglycemic. Metformin is almost a last-ditch response, in order to push down glucose levels and resensitize your body to insulin. But the thing is that I'm going to get to that point in a second. But hypoglycemia is a big deal. Let's talk about dosage, and I'm going to give you my summary, and I'm going to get out. I'm trying to make this Unleashed video shorter because I can talk for an hour. I can talk for hours on this stuff, which is a good thing. But I know you guys don't all have a long attention span. So let's keep it rolling. Let's talk about dosage. Dosage. If you're going to take metformin, check with your doctor before you do anything. But my professional recommendation, if you're going to touch metformin, no more than 500 milligram per day total, okay? Half-life is around 6 hours-ish, so about the same as caffeine. So any doctor in his right mind is going to recommend multiple dosing per day, right? I'm telling you guys, no more than 500 milligram per day if you want to avoid all these negatives, or try to. So if you need to use metformin, I would advise no more than 500 a day. At the very, very most, no more than 1,000. Again, we want to minimize kidneys, digestive tract issues, any chance of acidosis, and hypoglycemia. And now I'm going to get into the punchline. Here's the punchline of the video. What's my professional opinion on metformin? And this is the reason we're here. This is the reason we're here, guys. My professional recommendation is this. Summary. Metformin. Not needed. That's my professional recommendation. Metformin is not needed. Unless if you're not going to change your diet, how I recommend, or other professionals, and that's a whole nother story. If you're not going to fix your diet, if you're not going to fix your lifestyle, if you're not going to do things that naturally, systemically shoot your insulin sensitivity through the roof, like hot tubbing or doing sauna treatment, sitting in the sauna, exercise. If you're not going to do that stuff, then yeah, metformin is a better option than taking tons and tons of insulin. Yeah, you might as well go ahead and do that. But guess what? Metformin is not needed for type 2 diabetics. If you fix your nutrition, we're talking keto or carnivore. Carnivore is going to be the better option, maybe carnivore keto. So, zero carb, eating things like, meat, eggs, cheese, zero carb, maybe some nuts, natural. We're talking natural keto, not this processed junk keto that's moved out. And if you guys want me to fix your nutrition, your training, your hormones, everything, testosterone, HGH, you want to come off your stupid insulin meds if possible, go to SethSpartan.com. I'll fix you up. All right. You can get coaching. But having said that, I'll work with your doctor. I'll work with the doctor. I work with the doctors also at Prometheus HRT. But here's the punchline of the video. If you're not willing to do anything but take drugs, then metformin's a great option. Probably the best option, honestly. But the bottom line is you don't need this if you're going to fix your nutrition perfectly. You're going to fix your training, your lifestyle, hot tub or sauna. Hot tub's a better option twice a day, morning and night. Hot tubbing is probably the best thing you can do to build muscle, burn fat, not just because it releases tons of HGH, but hot tubbing resensitizes your body like nobody's business to insulin. So for insulin sensitivity, for insulin sensitivity, for increasing HGH, and for lowering blood sugar levels, and this is why I hot tub once or twice a day, even though I'm perfectly healthy, nothing beats the hot tub. Sun is like second as good. Why? Because water transfers heat better than air. Okay, so that's the summary, guys. This is Metformin Unleashed. I'm Seth Spartan. Stay safe, stay healthy. Keep the questions coming. What videos do you want me to do next? But guys, this is the straight, honest answer. Okay? We're out of here.